On this Tuesday, it is good to see you all, and I have I have none of my stuff ready because my day has blown up. So sorry about that. I am behind today. So I totally apologize for that because I have all of my shout outs that I want to do, but I just don't have you guys ready to woohoo. So while we're watching the video tonight, I'm going to see if I can get that together. So I've been doing some training with Worre and have had really great experience in doing this. And so some of the things that we've been doing, I mean, not that I don't want you guys to see everything, but there's bits and pieces of trainings that I'm pulling from that I think have been extremely beneficial for me to learn after all this time, And now I want to be able to share with you guys to hopefully be able to, shorten the learning curve for you guys and to give you some different views on how this all lays out. So this specific training came from a presentation or from a weekend long training that I did with him. It's a very small piece of how to present this business, how to onboard somebody when they first sign up, they want to do the business, like what are the steps, what's the verbiage, how do you set them up for success? And I love how he lays this out. And so I want to share it with you guys. And so you're going to take a ton of notes, I promise you. I have pages and pages of notes. When I started this training, I have this huge notebook. Like this is almost completely full just from like a couple of weeks of doing stuff. So I have so many notes and sidebars. And so I just know that you guys are going to want to take some notes. So do you have any questions before we get started? And I want to bring up the video, but if you guys have any questions prior to that, please let me know as I'm doing this. No, everyone's good? We ready? All right, in for the haul, get comfy. Hope you have some water, have something to snack on, be prepared. You won't want to miss a second. And we will record it, of course. All right. So if I mute myself, I can't mute myself because then it won't record the sound, right? Is that correct? Am I accurate on that with Zoom? Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and share my sound. And let's get rolling. All right, you guys can all see that? Yep. All right, let me know that you can hear it.
What I want to do is I want to shift. And if you have your workbook, if you don't, just follow, take notes and follow along. If you have your workbook, we're going to go to page 39 and we're going to go with getting started. And I'm going to teach you the presentation, but I'm also going to teach you the philosophy behind it, because this is the duplication presentation. This is the duplication skill. This presentation is what's going to free you from having a job inside of network marketing and to begin to have a business inside of network marketing. So without this crucial conversation, I will tell you that most people skip over this or they treat it casually. They assume that people are going to do it on their own because that's what they did. The fastest growing organizations in the world, can I have the stage manager come out here real quick? The fastest growing organizations in the world have a rigid getting started process. Will you give this to John Brands, please? Rigid. Here's what I mean by this. This is non-negotiable, and it's not just do whatever you want, and it's not just, because think about how many getting started processes are there in your company? 100? 50? 1,000? Is it everybody has their own individual one? What is it? What if you had one? What if you had one that everybody bought in, everybody understood what we're trying to accomplish? Now you're talking about the ability to duplicate. Because if you keep it in your head, you can't duplicate. If you have it on paper, you can duplicate. So before we go into the presentation, I want to give you what we are trying to accomplish with our new person. So if Matt Merrick is my new person, how you doing, Matt? And I want to help him get started effectively. Let me tell you what my objective is, what I'm hoping to accomplish. On page 39, you can see this, and maybe they show it. This is a concept called over the line. And in every brand new person, when Matt joins the business, there's this line, there's this imaginary line. And on this side of the line, it's easier to stay in the business. And this side of the line, it's easier to quit. And what I'm trying to do is push him over the line and have him stay over the line until he can stay there himself. So think of some things that would, and put into the chat, what are some of the things that would make it easier for Matt to stay? What would make it easy to stay? Make some money? Yep. Support? Friends? If he got a customer? If he had a good product experience? If he got recognized for something? If he got some quick wins, whatever those wins look like, right? If he recruited a distributor? If he attended an event? If he proclaimed himself to the world that he was going to go to the top, would that make it easier for him to stay? If he told his whole world, I'm going to the top in my company, would that make it easier for him to stay? Of course. What else? Attending an event. If he started to personal growth. If he found himself growing. If he learned some skills, that's going to keep him in the game. Product experience or product belief. If he got a little training. If he met other people, made friends. If he had some fun. If he built belief in network marketing or belief in the products, belief in the company. All of these things make it easier for Matt to stay. So what I want to create is an environment that ticks off as many of these things as possible. Here's what I'm trying to accomplish. Let me give you the secret to duplication, the secret to retention, the secret to growing your organization faster and more stable than you've done before. 90 more days. My goal is to get Matt to stay close to the fire for 90 more days. He joins, and I'm going to use all of these tools and everything I can to help Matt stay close to the fire in this business 90 more days. So if he gets a paycheck, remember when you got a check, all of a sudden it became real. Like, wow, this is a real business. I just bought another 30 days with one check. Let me give you a statistic that'll blow your mind. If a person signs up and they have their sign-up month plus 6 months, okay? Their sign-up month plus the next 6 months. If they don't earn any money, what percentage of people on average are going to be qualified In other words, they're continuing to use the product and qualified to be able to earn a check. What percentage do you think? Sign up month plus 6 months, they don't earn any money. It's 20%. 20% out of everybody that signs up. If they earn just $1 in that same time period, a single dollar, they get a check of any size, their retention goes from 20% to 74%. A single dollar. 20% to 74%. Now, this is big data. This is the last 100 million people that have joined the network marketing profession. It may or may not be 100% inside of your organization, but I will tell you, as a profession, you go from 20% to 74%. So what do I got to do? I got to move heaven and earth to make sure Matt gets $1. I had some company owners, at a mastermind at my house to say, well, can we just give them $1? I said, no, it doesn't quite work that way. They have to actually earn it. But if that was true, if you believe me what I just said, that 20% can turn into 74%, you'll move heaven and earth to help them make $1, even if you got to do a bunch of it for them. Help them make money. Help them feel like they got to win. Help them realize that they've got to help them feel supported. Help them make some friends. If Matt makes some friends, if he meets Steve and meets Michael and meets Stacy and Linda and Terry, and they become buddies, what are his chances of hanging around a little bit longer? Really good. So what's your job? Introduce him. You gotta meet Judy. You have to meet Stacy. You gotta meet whoever. Kenneth. You gotta meet him. He's unbelievable. And they make friends. And now it's hard to leave because they've made friends and they encourage each other and they talk to each other like you can't even talk to them. So your job is to introduce. Your job is to make sure he understands the support that's available to him. Help him get a customer as quickly as possible. Help him create his own product experience. Like if Matt's got, let's see if I can read your lips, Matt. What type of product do you have? Health? A health product. So is it something that you ingest? That you consume? All right. If I'm working with Matt, what I have to do is make sure that he gets the product out of the package. And I have to give him a challenge to consume that product every single day for the next 2 weeks and document the process and tell me how you're feeling. Because you would be stunned how many people join your different organizations and don't even take the product. They take it once and then it sits in the kitchen. They take it once, it sits in the bathroom. But they never develop a habit. Because they don't develop a habit, then their belief doesn't develop. And when their belief doesn't develop, now it's easier to quit. Because it's sitting in a box, it's sitting in a bottle, it's sitting somewhere, it's sitting on a shelf, out of sight, out of mind. My job is to make sure Matt uses the product and creates a story. I tell Matt, my job is, I want you to get a story here, Matt. So take the product, whether or not you think you need it. It's not about that. You need to be a product of the product and build a story. And my purpose is for him to I'm buying 2 more weeks. If he takes the product, I'm buying 2 more weeks. I'm trying to get 90 more days. I'm buying 2 more weeks by him taking the product. If he gets recognized for something, what if I recognized Matt? Hey, team, I just want you to meet Matt. And I posted on social. He just joined the organization. He wants to change his life. Here's his story. Everybody welcome him in. I'm so proud and privileged that he's a part of the team. Just recognizing his decision to join buys me another 3 weeks. Understand? This is vital. If he gets a new distributor, and I'm going to talk to you about doing that. We'll get there. But we got to move heaven and earth, find the easiest distributor possible to get signed up in his team. If he attends an event, a Zoom event, an event like this, whatever, I just bought another month. If he proclaims himself to the world, if I can convince him to go tell his whole world and post on social and everything else that he's going to the top, I just bought myself another 6 weeks. If he starts developing, if he develops some skills, if he gets some training, has some fun, builds some belief generally. Now, what makes it easier to quit? All the opposite of these things. He doesn't make money. There's no wins. He doesn't get support, doesn't meet anyone. He just sits by himself. He doesn't get any customers. He doesn't use the product. Nobody even recognizes that he is around or he's joined the organization, doesn't sign up any distributors, doesn't join any events, doesn't tell anybody that he's involved. He keeps it a secret. Doesn't engage in any personal growth, doesn't develop any skills, doesn't get any training, doesn't have any fun, doesn't build any belief. That's the opposite, right? So this is obvious, but I want you to understand our job. My job with him is to take Matt and to push him over this line and hold the line. And don't let him come this way. Because if I take my eye off him for a second, guess what? Gravity goes like this. Gravity, sorry, it doesn't work, goes like this. It's going to automatically be easier to quit. Weeds are automatic. Distractions are automatic. Discouragement's automatic. If you want to be on purpose helping him get on the line of easier to stay, then that's intentional. That's my job. Bring him in, keep him over the line, help him become independent from me as quickly as possible. Do you understand what we're trying to accomplish with this presentation? Now I'm going to give you a step-by-step presentation that I would encourage you to implement or to augment whatever is going on inside of your organization and see if this doesn't improve your results. But this is the goal. This is the goal. People say, well, what do you do after 90 days? Get them to stay another 90 days. Well, what about after that 90 days? Get them to stay another 90 days. We move them up or they're moving out. You got to lock them in. That's your job. Lock them into the culture. Okay, got it? All right. So we're going to go through step by step. This is step number 1. There's 2 parts to getting a person started. 2 parts. Part 1 is onboarding, getting them connected. Part 2 is launching their business. 2 parts. Onboarding, launching. So if you have your workbook, fill this in. If you don't have your workbook, just use this in your notes. But please, the only way that this can be done for you today is that you create a working outline that you can use and you can duplicate. So if you're just listening to this, you're not going to have this done for you today. You've got to create this document. All right. Onboarding part 1 is to congratulate them. To congratulate them. I say, Matt, I just want to congratulate you. This is the best decision you've ever made. Let me tell you why you've made the right choice, why you're the smart one, why working for yourself is better than working for somebody else. I just want to really honor you for making this decision, facing your fears, deciding to do something amazing. I think your family's going to be happy for it. So fill in the blanks. They made the right choice. And why you think they've made the right choice. Got it? Pretty simple. First thing out of your mouth, because believe me, when you sit down to have this presentation, and I would encourage you to do it face-to-face on Zoom or whatever platform you'd like, so you can look them in the eye. is to look at, they already have buyer's remorse. They signed up, but they're already wondering if they made a mistake. Most of them are wondering if they made a mistake. So the first thing out of your mouth has to be to validate their decision, congratulate them, tell them that they made the right choice, and tell them why, in your opinion, they made the right choice. Got it? That's a simple step one. Step two is the crucial conversation. The absolute crucial conversation. This is the linchpin of onboarding. And here's the conversation I'm going to have with Matt. My goal is to help you become independent from me. That's my goal, Matt. Do you agree that that's a good goal? You agree? It's a good goal, right? You don't want to be dependent on me for the rest of your life. I asked him the question. He nodded. He said, yes, I agree. Thank you. How long would you like that to take? How long would you like it to take, Matt? 3 months? Okay. You're going to get a lot of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. People don't want it to take very long. My goal is to help you become independent from me. Do you agree that that's a good goal? Now, this is completely different from what most of you are doing. What most of you are doing is saying, welcome to the team. I'm here to make you successful. My job is to work for you. I'm here to build everything for you and support you, and I'm your support system, and if you fail, it's going to be on me. No. This is your business, Matt. My goal is to help you become independent from me. Do you think that's a good goal? Yep. Okay, how long you want it to take? 3 months. Okay, that's going to be aggressive. We're going to have to go after it. But I will honor your request, and we will start the process of you being in the nest, and 3 months from now, you being out of the nest and flying on your own. You ready for that to happen? All right, fantastic. So that's all this is, this crucial conversation, is to set the expectation so you are not set up as the slave and they as the master. You're not set up as the person that has to do everything for them while they just demand everything done for them. Next is you're going to describe how you're going to do it. Well, great. 3 months? Let me just explain a couple things to you, Matt. Let me show you how we're going to do it so you understand the process. Read this out loud. I know I can't hear all of you, but read it out loud. What does it say? So this is how most of you are emotionally wired. I will help you build your business. Okay? I want you to separate these and say, I will help, Matt, but you build your business. This is your business. Success or failure is going to be up to you. I'm going to help you go independent, but success or failure is up to you. Fair enough? I'm going to help. You're going to build. 1 second. We're going to use a process called tell, show, try, do. Matt, I'm going to tell you how to get customers. Then I'm going to show you how to get customers. Then you're going to try it, and I'll be there to support you. And then eventually you're going to be doing it. You'll be independent from me. Then we'll pick the next thing. I'm going to tell you how to promote events, and then I'm going to show you how to promote events, and you're going to try it with me there as a support system, and then eventually you're going to be doing it with or without me. We're going to be going through this process from dependence to independence using this process. Okay? So just understand, I will help. You're going to build your business. We're going to use tell, show, try, do. We're going to help you go from dependence to independence in order for you to be able to truly be able to do this. We're going to have to move quick because 90 days, there's some skills you need to develop in order to be able to be self-sufficient. God forbid something happens to me, you'll be able to be operating. We can drop you into any town in the world and with a parachute and an opportunity, and you can start building a business. Okay? Now, the biggest thing that I'm going to be using to help you go through this process, the number one tool that I'm going to be using is assignments. Assignments. I'm going to give you an assignment. I'm going to tell you how to do something, then I'm going to give you an assignment to watch me do it. And then I'm going to give you an assignment to do it, and I'll watch you. It might be an assignment for you to take the product and use the product. It might be an assignment back to, our keep them in 90 more days thing. It might be an assignment to connect with 5 people in the business. It might be an assignment to attend an event. It might be an assignment to tell the world that you're going to go to the top. It might be an assignment to start reading a book. Read GoPro or watch The Rise of the Entrepreneur or something. It might be an assignment to identify some of the easiest people we can talk to about becoming a distributor. But I'm going to be using assignments in order to be able to help you become independent from me. Does that make sense? Okay. And let me tell you, remember I told you I will help you build your business? Here's the only requirement that I have to work with you personally, to help you become independent. Here's the only requirement I have. I need 3 things. Number 1, you need to be willing. I'm going to give you an assignment. You need to be willing to follow through on that assignment or tell me why you can't. I understand you might have different fear levels and all that stuff, and we'll work through that. But assignments are going to be the key thing, and I can't help somebody who is not willing to be helped. I'm not going to force you to do this, Matt. You got to be willing. Number 2, you need to be coachable. This is a unique business, and I can't help you if you won't listen. If I give you things that are in your best interest to do, I'm not doing it out of my ego. I'm doing it to try to help you become independent as quickly as possible. But if you won't listen, I can't afford to spend any time with you. Fair enough? And 3, you need to be hungry. I don't know how hungry you are, and we're going to find out how hungry you are, because if you're hungry enough, then you'll face your fears and you'll get stuff done. And if you're not, then you won't. But here's going to be the process. You said you wanted to get independent in 3 months. You wanted to become independent in 3 months, which is reasonably aggressive. There's some things you need to learn to build a business. Okay? Core competency. Like you can function. You don't need help. You don't need advice. You don't need somebody to hold your hand. So I'm going to give you assignments. If assignments on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most difficult and the most aggressive and 1 being very passive, what level assignment would you like me to give you in order to become independent in 90 days? Give me a number. 9? All right. So a 9 assignment. Now, I'm giving you some training about how to do this at the same time that I'm doing it. If I was just doing it with Matt, this would be going much quicker, but I'm taking sidelines to let you know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Giving him an assignment without him being part of the process is going to get resistance. But if he tells me I want a 9, then it's on him. So I say, okay, I want you to make a list of 100 prospects, 50 of the easiest possible prospects for your product and 50 for your opportunity. And please have that done by tomorrow morning, and let's talk at 9 o'clock. Okay? Reasonably aggressive. I mean, it's not hard. You do that for a normal job. But in our world, reasonably aggressive. So, if tomorrow morning he doesn't call, or I call him and said, hey, what's going on? Oh, life got in the way, this happened, that happened. Here's what I know. He's either not hungry, he's not coachable, he's not willing, or he got a little frozen with fear. And he let life get in the way. And that happens a lot. And in our business, we're very quick to just dismiss, oh, well, Matt was just a talker. Matt was just a big blah, blah, blah. Here comes another one, says he's going to go become independent in 90 days, and he failed in his first thing. And they're pretty hard, and they're pretty harsh, and they're pretty like, I'm done with Matt. Don't make that mistake. Sometimes people give big goals because they're trying to proclaim to the world what they would hope to get to, and they're hoping that proclaiming it's going to cause them to follow through when maybe they haven't followed through in the past. So have some compassion. I'm going to have compassion for Matt and say, what happened? Well, life got in the way, and my wife did this, and the kids did that, and the pipes broke in the house, and the dogs got out, and I had to clean the garage, and every avoidance behavior in the world. So instead of getting mad, what I'm going to recognize is he's not really ready for a 9. And I'm also going to recognize that this 3 months might need to be adjusted a little bit, but I'm not going to mention it yet. So I'll bring him all the way down to maybe a 5 and say, can you give me a list of the 10 easiest distributor prospects you can imagine and the 10 easiest customer prospects you can imagine? Can you do that for me, Matt? Yes? All right. When can you do it? For sure. Give me till tomorrow by noon. Fantastic. So you're just going to text me when you're done and you're available to talk? Yes. All right. I'll look for your text. So I gave him an assignment to do this. I gave him an assignment to send me a text. Right? If he doesn't do that, I know he's really scared. And I've got to maybe give him a simpler assignment. I'm going to bring it down to, you have the product, right? I want you to take the product right now while we're talking. Go find the product and take the product. That might be the assignment. So I'm going to bring it down to whatever level is his fear level. And then once he accomplishes that, then I'm going to ratchet it up and start increasing, because I'm going to be reminding him, remember we said we wanted to become independent in 90 days. In order to do that, we got to get moving. I understand life's going to try and get in the way. The universe is going to test you. But this is the process that we're going to use. We're going to be sliding this up and down based upon your fear level, based upon your confidence level, based upon feedback, based upon all the different things. We're going to be sliding this up and down, but we want to get it to a 10 eventually, and you're ready to go. And on a side note, anybody ever go fishing? Anybody ever go fishing? Raise your hands if you ever gone fishing. Anybody? Okay, Matt, you've gone fishing. So you ever put the bait on the hook and you put it out there and you're like, oh, did I get one? I'm not sure. I think I got one. Oh no, they stole my bait. Do it again. And that's just dealing with the little fish that are only going to steal your bait and steal your attention. But have you ever got a big one? There's no doubt. It's just like, boom. Oh boy, I got a big one, right? Here's when I know I've got a big one. They give me an aggressive goal, I give them an assignment, and they come back to me before I gave them the deadline, and it's done. And I'm like, oh, yum, 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 yum. I've got a big one. Like Jessie Lee Ward, who you're going to talk to today during the social media section, I gave her an assignment. It's done in an hour. And I'm like, oh, this is like the best. I love this. Give her another one, done in 2 hours. Give her a big one, boom, it's done, implemented. Give her an idea that I haven't even done, covered, handled. Danian Fire, same thing. Emily Vavra, same thing. Crushed it, and they're all crushing, making multiple millions a year. Jessie, we're not talking publicly here. Jessie Lee Ward's making $500,000 a month. I know she's probably not supposed to say that, but I'll tell you. Danian Fire's making like $400,000 a month. Emily Vavra, at least $200,000 a month. Why? They did this on a fast, speedy scale. So, is this conversation important for Matt? Yes or no? Critical. And if you're like, wow, why didn't somebody tell me this a long time ago? Just let that go. And if you're feeling guilty, wow, why didn't I do this with my team? I just totally destroyed them. I left them on their own in the wilderness. Let that go. All right. Next step is to explain to Matt the 4 things that we do. 1, we sell products using word-of-mouth advertising. 2, we recruit and build teams of other people doing the same thing, an ever-expanding team. 3, we duplicate the process. And 4, we improve the productivity of our teams based upon our leadership. Those are the 4 things that we do. So just so he understands what we do, because he might think we're just got to sell, or recruit. We sell, we recruit, we duplicate this process, and we lead. Above this line is a job. Below this line is a business. All are necessary. One's going to create leverage, and one's going to create cash flow. This is the building blocks, but then once we have those building blocks, we need to duplicate and lead. Make sense, Matt? All right, cool. Next one is big. Setting expectations. Create a new section for setting expectations. Matt, let me tell you how this is going to work. You want to become reasonably competent in 90 days. That's an aggressive goal. But if you're up for it, I'm up for it. I'll help you get there. But generally, let me give you just some general expectations. There's something called a 1, 3, 5, 7 formula. It's going to take, Matt, approximately a year for you to become competent and profitable, truly independent. You're covering your expenses. Think of this as an internship. Think of this as you're developing a skill set, competent and profitable. It's going to take you approximately 3 years to replace whatever income you're earning now, generally, with a reasonable part-time effort, hardcore part-time effort. No guarantee, of course. I'm just giving you a general kind of rule of thumb for an aggressive person like yourself. It's going to take approximately 5 years for you to be significant 6-figure earner, and it's going to take you approximately 7 years to become world-class. And here's the great news, Matt. In 7 years, you could be world-class, best-in-class, blue chip, totally able to produce income on demand, build organizations on demand. Okay? Why do I tell Matt this? Because he's thinking 1, 3, 5, 7 weeks to freedom. I got to let him know, real life, it's 1, 3, 5, 7 years to freedom. That's the truth. But it's really good to just have this quick little conversation. Here's just generally a good rule of thumb. You can go faster, Matt. People do. You can go slower too. But this is kind of an average of setting an expectation. Next thing I have to tell Matt is, look, man, there's going to be ups and downs. This is an emotional business. There's going to be big high days and there's going to be really low days. There's going to be excitement and vision and passion. There's going to be depression and rejection and dark emotions. And I'm going to know you're having a down time or down season or down day. You're not calling me. You're not texting me. You're not showing up for the team Zoom calls. You're not on the different social media pages. You just kind of ghosted the opportunity a bit. And when you ghost me and you ghost the opportunity, here's the key question. How do you want me to handle it? Do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want me to remind you why you joined in the first place? I need Matt, he's nodding. I need Matt to say, Eric, please remind me. Because when this happens, and it will happen to everybody, if I don't have this little conversation, then when I'm calling him and say, why aren't you doing it? What he's hearing is, oh, you're missing my productivity. Oh, you're missing my commissionable volume. Oh, I'm not helping you get to your rank. That's what he's hearing. But if I have this conversation, I said, look, Matt, I asked you. I texted Matt, I asked you what to do if you ghost me. And you said, don't give up on me. Don't leave me alone. Remind me why I joined in the first place. So I'm just here to remind you. I got your back. After a dark day, what I learned from a good friend a long time ago is never quit on a down day. Never quit in a down season. Don't let that define you, because it'll create unfinished business in your life for forever. So let them know there's going to be ups and downs. Success is going to take time. These are just my words, but I mean, you could decide how you want to set your expectations. You could decide how you want to do this, have a little fill in the blank document, whatever. But set expectations, what the expectations are within your company or what you believe those expectations are. I like to tell people that it's going to take time, it's going to take work, it's going to take growth, it's going to take skills, it's going to take focus, it's going to take mental toughness, it's going to take passion. That's what it's going to take. You want to be an entrepreneur, Matt? If you already were one, So here's what it takes. Success takes time, but it also takes these things. And then let him know that here's the bargain for entrepreneurship. Matt, have you been an entrepreneur prior to this? You have. So you understand the bargain. Some people don't. Here's the bargain. You're going to be underpaid for a significant period of time. And then you're going to be fairly paid for a very short period of time. And then you're going to be overpaid for a long time. That's the entrepreneurial bargain. You got to be willing to be underpaid for a while, fairly paid for a little bit of time, but then you get paid for a long time for effort you did a long time ago. That's what network marketing can provide for you. There's no good or bad experiences, Matt. Only learning experiences. Don't want you to think about have a bad day as something that defines you. You're going to learn from it. You're going to get better tomorrow. Learn from it. Get better tomorrow. Learn from it. Get better tomorrow. That's what you're going to be able to do. What I want you to do is learn how to think like an entrepreneur. Make sense? So you can create a little setting expectations part of your getting started process. Fill in whatever you want to do. This is what I would do. And I'm taking a little bit longer to do this, but I will just tell you, this normally would take me about 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes, let's say, to set expectations. Explain the process. Got it? Next stage is building unshakable belief. Said, Matt, here's what we want to do. We want to build unshakable belief in the products. We're going to do that by you using the products and you hearing stories and you getting research and you learning more. We want you to build solid belief, because this belief is incredibly important for your long-term success. I want you to build belief in the company. I want you to learn everything about it. All the brag points I'll tell you about it. I want you to meet the people. You know, the next convention we can get face-to-face. I want you to meet the owners. Go take a home office tour. Do everything you can possibly do. Build belief in the company. Build belief in the compensation plan. See how it's working. See how it's genius. See how it's revolutionary, changing people's lives. I want you to build belief in the team. And I'm going to work to help you build belief in the team and what we're doing on the team in order to be able to make a difference and grow faster than everybody else is growing inside the whole company. I want you to build belief in the system. And guess what's part of the system, Matt? What I'm doing with you right now. What I'm doing with you right now, guess what? When you involve someone, you're going to do what I'm doing right now with them. It's part of the system. And in tell, show, try, do, I'll be there for you when you do it with that brand new person. But pretty soon, you're going to be able to help get a person started, onboarded, and launched effectively. Fair? All right, cool. I want you to build belief in network marketing. Here's some books that would be good for you. Here's some videos that would be good for you. Here's some trainings that would be good for you just to build belief. Here's some articles that would be good for you to understand the value of network marketing. And ultimately, guess what we're going to work on together, Matt? You need to build belief in yourself. And you might already believe in yourself, but there's another gear. There's another level of belief that we can use to help you unlock it. You think that these are all good goals? All right. This is going to be a process. It's going to be fun. It's going to be light. It's not, like going to the dentist. It's, it's going to be, and we're going to take you from a low level of belief to a high level of belief. But we're going to try and get there as quick as possible, because once you believe strong enough, then you'll figure out the rest of the stuff pretty quickly. Make sense? All right. Matt's nodding. Fantastic. Next thing is joining in the most effective way. Matt, I want you to assume success. If you're going to assume success, this is a really important conversation, because how many of you have different ways people can join? Different investments they could make. Raise your hands, please, if they could make different levels of investment to join the organization. Or is it the same for everybody, or is it different? What's yours, Matt? Is it the same for everybody or same for everybody? All right, fantastic. So this wouldn't be appropriate for you, but it'd be appropriate for most other people. I want the initial investment the highest possible. And here's why. I'm going to take a moment and say, let's just assume, Matt, that there's 3 different levels that you could use to join the company. If we're going to assume success, which level is going to be the best story for you to tell for the rest of your career? Which one's going to make you the most money? Which one's going to give you the best possible chance? If you want to be an entrepreneur, the worst thing in the world is to have minimum disease and think about what's the minimum I can do and the minimum I could commit and the minimum this and the minimum that. Doesn't make any sense, Matt. If we're going to assume success, we're not talking about $300, $500, and $50,000 to join. We're usually talking about like $200, $500, and $1,000. It's not that big a difference between $500 and $1,000. So if you've already done it, let's figure out a way to upgrade. If you haven't done it yet, you're getting ready to do it now. Here's why it's best. Number one, it's going to build your belief and your commitment. Well, belief's number one, commitment's number two. It's going to be a better story for you to tell to the rest of the world for the rest of your life. You're going to lead by example on your team. And that getting started package itself was designed for a reason. So you'd have enough product to be able to go build your business, and et cetera, et cetera. Understand? So come up with the reasons why. And then ongoing commitment. Why this should be at maximum. Like, how many products does it make sense for you to take on a monthly basis? Or how many products could you possibly take inside of your company, Matt? 8? 8? Here's what I would say. You want to really be a pillar of the company, you need to be a product of the product with as many as are reasonable. Not the minimum qualification to get a check and not the minimum this and that. We're off of the minimum, right? We're assuming success, right, Matt? We're assuming success. So if we're assuming success, we need to have a serious commitment when it comes to product for ourselves, product for samples, having supply on hand so we can equip brand new prospects with a product experience. Let's do this right. So have a conversation about that. And then let them know the importance of creating their story. The reason why you're joining in the best way is this is part of your story, Matt. Your story of your getting started story is when you talk to every brand new distributor, guess what they're going to ask you? How did you do it? 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 You got to have this story to be able to tell them how you did it. Make sense? So let's get to the launch. We've gone through the onboarding piece. Second piece now is launch. Do you have a solid outline when it comes to the onboarding side? If I promise you, if this conversation is had by every person that joins your organization, you will have exponential results. Dramatic, like beyond your wildest dreams. Duplication and retention. Unbelievable. If you skip this, or if somebody says, no, I got this, and you buy that story, then expect to have a revolving door that's a higher revolving door than it should be. So, the launch. First thing you're going to tell them is the importance of stories. To launch your business, we need to have your why network marketing story. 4 parts. Walk through that. We need to create your product story. I used the product and here's what happened. In my first 30 days, my first 60 days, my first 90 days, whatever. Let them know that every time you take in the product, you're building your story, and that story is critical for you to be able to use. It's a tool to be able to go grow your business. You got your why network marketing story, 4 parts. You got your product story. You got your getting started story. Here's what I saw and here's how I got started. And then you have your first 90-day story. So Matt, do you agree that building these stories are going to be good tools? Yeah, if you have these 4 stories, now if you've been involved longer than 90 days, guess what? You can go recreate these 4 stories and use as a tool to be able to help people see what they should do. But if I take Matt and I say, listen, this 90-day story, Matt, is such a big deal. Let's see how high we can get you ranked in this 90-day story, because you're going to tell it for the rest of your career. Let's see how much money we can help you make in the 90 days. Let's see how many customers we can get in the 90 days. Let's see how big of a team we can build. Let's see how high of a rank we can get to in these 90 days to help you have that story forever. To be able to say when you bring in a brand new person, here's what I did in my first 90 days. And you can, if you want me to show you how I did it, you can go smaller, you can go the same, you can go bigger. Want to beat my record? Come on in. I'd love you to beat my record. Understand? So explain the importance of stories. Next, this is a big piece for launch. Quick success. Remember we talked about you've got to help them get over the line and stay over the line? Quick success is one of the biggest methods that you will use to help somebody get over the line and stay over the line. Quick success. So I'm going to say, Matt, listen, success loves speed. So I want to help you have the best fast start I can possibly create for you. And I want to create an easy but fast quick success plan. The first thing I want to talk about with you is hot market. Matt, you're going to have the urge to go out with your friends and family, people you've already probably thought about, and say, come join my business, right? You probably already thought of that. Guess what? Close friends and family are probably going to give you the biggest level of resistance of anybody you will ever talk to. Because they know you're not an expert. They know that this is something new. Maybe they've heard of network marketing before. Maybe they tried it and it didn't work out. Maybe they joined for 15 seconds and then they said it wasn't for real. Maybe they joined a company that went out of business. Who knows? Who knows why? But they're going to be tough. So I'm going to give you an approach, Matt, that I want you to use with your hot market starting today. Okay? Here's the approach. I want you to write down 3 words. Respect, support, and practice. And next to hot market, I want you to put disqualify. Okay? So this sounds weird, right, Matt? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to mentally disqualify your close friends and family from joining your business. I want you to go to them and say, listen, I respect you and I hope you respect me. You're my brother, you're my close friend, whatever. I've joined a business and don't worry, I'm not here to have you join my business. But it would mean the world to me if you would support me in growing this business and you would encourage me to continue to follow my dream. And there's 2 ways that you could help me. 1, could I practice a presentation with you? And again, I just need a friendly face to listen to my presentation. Can I practice with you? You listen to my presentation. Give me some feedback. I'd need a friendly face. And second, it would mean the world to me. How much does your product cost, Matt? Approximately, hold up with your fingers. $70, $75? Okay, 75? All right. Is that right? 75 bucks? All right. I would go to those people and say, it would mean the world. And how long does that product last? Approximately 1 month? A month. Wonderful. We're getting good at sign language and lip reading. So I would go to these people and I would say, two ways that you can help me. One, would you be willing to sit down with me and I could just do a presentation with you and you just listen and give me some feedback because I need somebody to practice with. You mean the world to me. And again, I don't care if you join. I'm not interested in that. And two, would you be willing to support me and be a customer of mine one time? $75. You get this product for a month. And if I won't bother you about it afterwards, if you decide that you want to keep using it, then fantastic. But if you decide, no, I don't want to, I'm not going to bother you about it, consider your obligation as my friend checked off. You checked the box. But it would mean the world to me. I have a goal. I'd like to get 10 customers to use my product for 1 month and give me feedback on that product. Would you be one of those 10? If anybody comes to me, you know how many sets of Cutco knives I've bought in my life from my nieces and nephews? I have so many sets. I've given them away. If somebody knocks on my door and says, if they tell me I don't have to be a customer for 100 years, but if just be a customer to support my business one time for $100, $200, $50, $80, I don't have to sign up for forever, and I will have supported you and I'll feel good about it, I'm in. No problem. And guess what? I'm going to succeed in helping Matt get some quick customers and make that $1. And guess what? Some of those people are going to say, after you disqualify them for the business, why am I disqualified for the business? Could I do it if I wanted to? Well, it wasn't my intention. You have to take it away from close friends and family in order for them to step in, because they're expecting you to come hound them and bother them. And when you don't, it's going to confuse them, and they're going to want to learn more. So for hot market, how many people would agree that if you did this with your hot market, you would have had better results? Show of hands. 1,000%. 1,000%. Respect. I respect you. I hope you respect me. Support. I need you to encourage me in my entrepreneurial dream because I'm scared and I'm nervous. And you could support me a couple different ways. Could I practice with you? Would you just listen? And would you be my customer one time for one use? I'm not going to bother you about it again. If you love it, you can continue to use it. If you don't, I will be forever grateful for your support. This little gem, this little piece of gold right here will help people get over the line and stay over the line in a dramatic way. So hot market's number one. And then, Matt, I want you to make a list of your first potential customers, first customer prospects. I want you to focus on easy. Who's the people who support you no matter what? Who's the people who owe you money? Who's the people you helped move their apartment a week ago? Who's the people that desperately need this product because they've got a huge, massive problem and the product helps with that problem? Who's got a lot of money and they don't care? Here, take some money and give me that product, even if they have no intention of ever using it. Who? Easy. Focus on easy. We got to help Matt get started with easy. Don't focus on the hardest, the meanest, the toughest, the easiest. And then who's the first distributor prospects? Again, focus on easy. Who do you know that's ambitious? Who do you know that's dissatisfied? Who do you know that's entrepreneurial? Who do you know that has the money to join if they wanted to? Who's already employed? Who do you know that knows a lot of people? Who do you know that's influential? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? So focus on hot market, first customer prospects, first distributor prospects. Just make the prospect list, Matt. That's going to be one of the assignments. And then guess what we're going to do? We're going to tell, show, try, do. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with these customer products. I'm going to show you. You just introduce me, and then let me help you make a customer presentation. Then you're going to try it. I'll be there to help you. And then eventually you're going to be doing it. We're going to do this on both of these things. And guess what? Between hot market, first customers, and first distributors, Matt, are you starting to get excited? Are you starting to see a plan? We're going to kick this thing off. We're going to get it going. These 3 things are going to build you a 90-day story. How many people wish they were Matt right now? So that's part of the quick success plan. Then we're going to come back to story real quick, 4 parts to the story. Background, what you didn't like, you found a solution, how you feel about the future. And then I'm going to explain third party quickly. Matt, prospect, third party. Say, Matt, you're going to be introducing, and I'll be a third party, but then you list all the other things: product, opportunity, video, audio, websites, stories. Your job, Matt, is going to be introducing these prospects to me or one of these third parties. That's what's going to make your job easy. It's what's going to create duplication for you. Understand? And we're almost done with this. The next piece, I'll connect to a third party. I drew it on the other page. The next piece is core rank roadmap. See, Matt, one of the most important things that I need to do is help you get to this core rank. So explain the core rank. Explain why it's important. And then create a roadmap. How to get there. And then set a goal. How quickly you want to get there. The roadmap, you got to recruit 4 people, and they each have to have X customers, and, here's the plan. And set a goal to be able to get this done. And explain why this is so important and what you're going to be doing. And guess what? You're going to be creating your core rank story, Matt. And this story is going to serve you, because guess what? We're just going to be repeating the core rank story over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. So your story is really important. How quickly you get there is really important. And then I want you to document the process so you can tell other people how you did it. And I'm going to recognize the heck out of you as soon as you get it done. I'm going to recognize you right now if you commit to getting it done. How long you want it to take to get to core rank? How long? 6 months? 6 weeks? 3 months? 3 months to get to core rank. All right, fantastic. Do you mind if I tell the world you're going to do that? All right, I'm going to post on social right now. Hey, Matt Merrick is committed to getting to the core rank in the next 90 days. Everybody give him a big round of applause and a big congratulations, because he's going to go make that happen. Now I've proclaimed him to the world. I've made it harder for him to quit. I've tagged him. All his friends are going to see it. Right? Creating the core rank story. This is what you're going to be duplicating over and over. 2 more small things or 3 more tiny things. Time management tips. How much time can you commit per week, Matt, to making all this happen and building your new future? Right now, I know that might change. 10 hours? All right, so 10 hours a week. Let me give you a quick tip. A lot of this business can be built in 15-minute blocks. You can take 15 minutes, you can reach out and connect with some people. 15 minutes and follow up. 15 minutes and do a quick presentation. 15 minutes and post some stuff on social. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. That's 40 15-minute blocks over the course of a week. Super efficient, super effective. And guess what? You can build your future and build your dream in this 10 hours a week, and I'm going to help you. I will help you build your business. Got it? Okay. Then there's a friendly warning. 2 more quick things and we're done. The friendly warning is this, Matt. Let me tell you something from experience. And I need you to hear me because all this stuff's really exciting. You excited, Matt? You excited to build your future? Excited to build your dream? This is going to be amazing. I'm gonna be here to tell, show, try, do, help you go from dependence to independence. 90 days from now or a year from now, you're gonna have built something, right? You're gonna have created something new. But I have to give you a friendly warning. Anytime I see somebody ready to change your life, and are you ready to change your life? Yeah. Anytime someone makes a decision to change their life, all hell breaks loose. The universe tests you. And it comes in strange ways, and weird things happen at work, and weird things happen at home, and weird things happen with health and friendships and distractions and relationships. And it's almost like a movie. As soon as you say, I'm going to go change my life, you get tested like crazy. So I just want you to know, when you go say, I'm going to go change my life, don't be surprised if at first the universe doesn't test you. If the universe tests you, just know that, that's what he was telling me about. Oh my gosh, that's actually real. Now, I hope it doesn't happen, but I don't want you to be surprised, Matt, when it does. If you stand in the storm, the universe will give up on trying to stop you. But it will try to scare you back into your same old routine. Just know that that's going to happen. And then the last thing is this. Matt, shaking hands, here's your first assignment. And that first assignment can be whatever it is that you think that they need to do next. Give them their first assignment, 1 to 10, and give them a deadline to get back to you and see how they go. And if they don't do it, then lower the assignment. If they do it right away, maybe increase the assignment. But you start the process of assignments. So, I don't know how long this took. Probably took way too long. But necessary, critical, absolutely vital. Throw into the comments, list of assignments, whatever the assignments are that you think that they need. This presentation will change the game for you. You need to document it like we just laid it out. You need to practice it. Use it as a training for your existing team. Take the next person who joins, set up a time for a game plan interview. Get face-to-face with them and start going through this. You need assignments. Here's what, Melchior, I will just tell you. Come up with assignments. Do they have to sign it? Not necessarily. I've made some assignments where I had like a commitment page. I've done this in the past, and I'll just share it with you. You can decide if you want to do it or not. But here was the commitment page that says, I will be here a year from now. I will commit to the process. I proclaim that I am willing and I am coachable and I am hungry. I'm ready to change my life. You can count on me, something like that. They sign it, I sign it, and then we emailed it to the company CEO. Just to let them know, hey, I want you to know, this person's locked in. They're ready to go. That really worked. I just remembered it now, but people I can't quit. I told the CEO I was going to be here for a year. So I bought myself extra time with that process. Okay? So is this helping you? Throw into the comments your biggest aha from this. Your biggest aha. The onboarding conversation can be anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. If they're really into it and they just feed me, give me more, give me more, give me more. It could maybe 90 minutes, but it's the most important conversation of their entire lives. If you don't have this conversation, you are being mean to them from this moment forward. In the past, you didn't know. Now you know. From this moment forward, the verbiage will be shown. You have it in the workbook, the verbiage. You're going to have the replay here of the exact verbiage, right? But come up with a process. So here's what I want to do now. If we can, we're going to break you into
Okay. Does anybody's head want to explode off their shoulders?
Yes, I can't sleep tonight now.
So
Thank you.
let's just debrief for a minute. And so how does that feel, first of all?
Fantastic.
Awesome. Like a game plan.
Clear, concise, structured.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Simple.
was the big takeaway? Like what's at the top of your mind that you went, okay, that's it?
Ask them about treating it as a business and not just a job, like really getting their commitment and the words out of their mouth of why they're wanting to do this.
For me, the biggest thing was putting it into action, which for me means rewriting it, typing it up, like marinating in it for a little bit, and then using it, not just putting it in a notebook and putting it on my shelf.
Agreed. Sarah, I also love the idea of disqualifying family and allowing them an out. That's one of my biggest thing I loved out of all of this is a way to move them through that. I think that is absolutely right on the mark. And it's so funny because there's not one thing in here that I haven't heard before in some way, but this just for whatever reason, maybe it's just where I'm at in my life, in my business, that I just, everything that I'm intaking through this process right now, it's landing on me in a different way. And I'm seeing things in a different light. And so, yeah, I wish I had that also from day one. But what a great way to let them off the hook and let them know that, they fulfilled their agreement, just be my customer one time. And, they fulfilled their agreement. I think after that, at some point, they probably will come back as well, which is interesting. So I think there'll be good stuff that comes from that. Anybody else have a thought, a takeaway, an aha? I know it's like so much.
I like the 1-3-5-7 formula because so many people get started and are like thinking, okay, it's a get rich quick. Let's do this now. So I really like the 1-3-5-7 formula.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I think that getting people over the line was like really important, like a reason why I stuck around. Because every time I had a new customer, I'd text Crystal and she'd be like, yay, good. And then I, went to a Super Saturday and then I plugged into, some education and she linked me up with people I liked and it was fun.
I still scream like that every time you have an event.
Absolutely. Agreed. Anyone else? I love the never quit on a down day thought. And it's always the thing that I think about when I go, it's a good thing we all don't have a bad day at the same time, because we're always here to talk each other off the ledge when something goes sideways, because I just have never been in any business in anything that rocks your boat more than this. Things are going smooth and calm, and then all of a sudden the shit storm comes out of nowhere. And you know, it's disarming. It's disarming. And so it's such a good, it's such a good thought of never quit on a down day. And, you know, I learned that lesson as well, because I did quit on a down day, but here I am still here, right? So, because I had somebody to talk me off the ledge. So, how much good came out of this, and I'll upload it right now, and just, you know, don't go share it publicly anywhere. Just use it for your own trainings. And I, you know, when he says do this and your business will grow exponentially, I don't question that. Yes, absolutely. And I mean, we definitely want to be honest with everybody and give everybody realistic expectations. I think it's really important. And it could go as fast or as slow as we choose it to go. So it's all part of it. I feel like I've been in class so much, like my brain's on learning overload. But Christine, did you have something?
No, I was going to say to you earlier, thank you so much for sharing his work with us. Thank you. So valuable.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. He'd probably be really pissed, but and on the other side, you know, I don't. I'll ask for forgiveness and not for permission.
Well, I'm very grateful, and I won't speak for everybody else on this call, but I'm sure they're grateful too.
And you know, what I believe happens through this is that everyone understands the value that he and his community bring to the table for us to learn from. And, you know, essentially when the next GoPro rolls around, everybody's there, either in person or virtually. And, you know, it just, it creates more community for him. I think he'd forgive me. I just think there's such important conversations that I can't just keep it to myself, and I don't feel like I can train them like he can train them right now. Eventually, I expect to be able to, but right now I don't feel like I can impart that information the way he does. So
Yeah, I found him very reassuring, and he infused more confidence back into me, you know, about the network marketing, and reminded me. I know Pam and Crystal definitely have heard me talk about, you know, my belief and my passion and my story. And, you know, there's a lot of, he just talked about that tonight. There's a lot of value in that, and continue to talk about it and share it and make it known. And it's important. It's an important part of your business is your story, and use it. He was a good reminder to use that story.
good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, Wendy, I see your wheels spinning. Is there something going on in your head, or are you just
It was like at this point for me right now, it was actually pretty overwhelming to like to go back and like, oh my God, these are all these people I forgot about. And then I'm just making a list of people to reach out to and how to connect them and do more over the line stuff with them.
good?
And then,
Wendy,
like,
I want to just share, when the Forever Pack came into existence, you were kind of the first person to share it with me. And I was like, I like coaching people through cleanse. I don't know what I was on, but but I thought it was just an awesome opportunity to go back to all those people that had stopped using the products. And it was like an excuse to talk to It's just, you know, the more you do it, the better it gets. So anyway, use it as a conversation starter.
Well, I don't know what you said because I got booted off. So I caught part of it, but
We just talked about you.
awesome. Cool. I think that the mission to manager gives us a reason to reach out and then really go back through all of this again. I think it gives us another opportunity to be able to have that conversation.
That's what I said. It's an excuse for a conversation starter. Just like I think the Forever Pack was when that came into existence in my world. I went back to all those people that I had started with a value pack who had stopped using it, you know, so.
Great minds. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the extra time and, you know, really putting eyeballs on this and feeling into it. And, you know, I'll caveat that with the idea that, you know, this, no matter what, this is still your business. If this feels good to you, use it. If there's pieces of it that feel good to you, use them. But I know that as people are being successful, and I'm watching the people in this community grow and be successful, they're using these systems to do that. And when people come here and we say, we have a system to take you through that, we want to really be able to offer that to somebody. And I think that the things that we're putting together are going to create that for us like we haven't had previously. Not like this. A synergistic cohesion of simple systems that will take us through it.
So do we have an ongoing list of like potential assignments?
Well, that could be, and it's going to be, we don't, but you could, and it's going to be kind of what you, always what you think. So let's say like a step one, you know, a level one assignment would be drink a shake today, right?
Mhm.
Level one assignment would be drink a shake every day this week, whatever it is, right? Something that would be simple like that. Here, watch this 1-minute video, get back to me. You know, a level 5 assignment could possibly be to, you know, start to put a list together, or maybe watch a longer video, or learn how to draw out the compensation plan to manager. Simple things like that. You know, like a level 10 assignment could be, you know, make a list of 100 people and put your top 10 prospects at the top and let's call them. I mean, that's a level 10. And anywhere in between there. So if you say, you know, these are some of the hardness things, it's going to be sort of what you feel probably as what you're considering to be a difficulty level. Those are just suggestions that I'm thinking of as assignments. And I know that, you know, I'll go here, watch this video, get back to me by Thursday, let me know that you watched it. When somebody doesn't get back to me, you know, we have an agreement. You're going to get back to me by Thursday. Let me know that you watched it. Give me 2 takeaways. You know, those are really simple things to do. If somebody's not willing to do that, then I have to take it down and make it more simple. Like Eric said, just stick the product, like go make a shake right now while we're on a Zoom, right? I mean, that could be a simple piece. So. So that's a thought. And so I had thought about putting together a list of assignments. I mean, we could still do that. It's good. Difficulty level is going to probably be based on how you're feeling into the person and what they're doing. But any of that. So when he talks about third-party tools, like use third party. Third party is us, either a 3-way call or a video of an event, a presentation, you know, whatever, Zoom, any of that is a third party. So as we're using third party tools to teach them, they're using third party tools to learn and then be able to teach their people. So it's really no different than what we're doing as far as, you know, like some of the stuff with sharing videos and things like that, but it gives it a different intention. Cool. Well, I totally appreciate all of you, and write it in your notebook. Never quit on a down day. I love the across the line things, and so as I'm thinking of that, I think in terms of across the line since I've heard that. So I think it was really valuable.
Mm.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you guys for taking the time, and I'll get this uploaded right now and get it posted so we can have it.
Thank you again. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
You're
you.
Your
very,
week.
very welcome.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome.